10 seconds remaining.
Welcome back, guys. We've got one match left for you. It is the ace match of this best of three between Empire and Liquid. The draft has already started. We'll keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
LD.
I'm excited. Russia versus USA. It's like, what is that, the 1982 Olympics? That epic ice hockey match?
Chess. And
Miracle on Ice.
Yeah.
Something like that.
yeah, Bobby Fischer.
I'm butchering history, but
Yeah.
we're having a Dota version of it right now.
Well, what are you going to do? So, Liquid Empire, of course, reiterating once again, coin flip in a best of three. Servers can only be so fair. We're back to US East. Liquid has their server this game.
But Empire does
10
get
seconds
choice of pick
remaining.
and choice of side, so it's like the best you can do, right? Somebody's got to have the shittier role for servers.
Yep.
It sucks either way for other team, but I think this is about as fair as you can get. I like how it's one team gets pick and side, because most other tournaments flip for server and flip for choice of side or pick. So then you can end up being really screwed by the roll of the dice or the flip of the coin, as it were.
Yeah. So that was a first pick, Nyx Assassin, which means Liquid went for Venomancer, and again, they're going to stick to their
Reserve
guns and they're
time.
going to run Chen. Liquid seem almost
Team
dead set
Liquid's
on working a
turn to
Chen
bat.
into their roster, for better or for worse. It has worked well for them, but it also has, like in that last game, Chen wasn't a big playmaker.
The Chen didn't get a whole lot done in that particular game. I think for
10 seconds
For
remaining.
Empire, it really just came down to having the better offlaner. I
5
just
Yeah.
go back to
seconds
Clock
remaining.
versus Nyx. Sometimes that's
Team
fine. Like
Liquid's
sometimes they
turn
can
to
do
bat.
equally well, but that was not a game where they could. And the first Blood Smoke gank was big. They shut down
Right.
Fluff early. Sure, he didn't lose too much, but it just gave Empire a much faster start. And Visage is quite a hero.
Dire team
By the way, Liquid banned him in the first stage, so I think they learned their lesson. That's
Yeah.
not a hero you want to give away to anyone.
And again, that Ursa ban coming out. So I guess Empire just...
This is what teams like to do against Liquid, is just ban whatever they have been running lately. They're a team that, like, they've gone through so many periods where they just, like, they start picking a certain type of draft, and then they just keep on doing it with slight variations. And I think they've suffered from being too one-dimensional in the past, not having a variety of strategies.
Yeah.
So this is still kind of a similar strategy to what they've been running. It's been the jungle Chen every game, normally a pushing carry for TC, some decent pushing support, who doesn't need a whole lot of farm, like the Venomancer. So this, to me, is kind of a similar draft, and
Yeah.
now Empire's showing a little diversity. They're going to pick the silencer. They're going to kind of break the mold here in game number 3, and
Yeah.
we'll see how it works. Thanks Score Silencer, though, has been very impressive historically.
Yes.
So well, if we see his support silencer, I expect big things.
Yes, I saw it, I think, in the last season of Star Ladder in the group stage a couple of times.
Yeah,
and
he's legit.
It's worked pretty well. It seems a little weird and jarring at first, but it's pretty effective. And also that global silence, it's a
10
great
seconds
initiation tool,
remaining.
especially against a hero like Chen. If you can stop him from getting Hand of God off and lock him down.
Yeah, or the send back
huge.
as well.
Yeah, or the
Team
send back,
Liquid.
also big.
Good against Silencer, though, are BKB carries,
Mhm.
as well as carries that build Manta. And Luna fits both counts, Dragonite fits one.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is you have to hold the BKB in reserve until after Global Silence goes off, and there are some situations where you can't do that.
Right.
Because if you wait, then you just get chain burst down and die. Right now, Empire don't have enough burst to kill a farmed Luna or Dragonite, not just with Lifestealer and Nyx, but
10 seconds
and they can't go
remaining.
Storm or Puck. The Lifestealer Bomb partners were banned.
5
So I am
seconds
actually curious
remaining.
what's left at this point. There isn't really a whole lot, but I feel like they're going to need
Reserve
more
time.
deeps.
Mhm.
I want just a pure one position lifesteal against Luna DK is very hard to execute.
So talk to us about Lifestealer versus Luna as the hard carry roles. Is there one that you favor over the other in this kind of a scenario?
It can go either way. Generally, Lifestealer
Team
will win the
Liquid's
man fight,
turn to
but
bat.
Luna is obviously going to bring more to the team fights.
Right.
You can focus Lifestealer down with Luna's aura, but Rage and like if you just get Abyssal, like Phase, Drums, Armlet, Abyssal,
Yeah.
you can just go directly onto Luna, and unless she's got like Manta,
10
Butterfly,
seconds
Satanic, she's just
remaining.
gonna melt. So I generally favor the lifesteal in the matchup, but
5
depends on
seconds
how the
remaining.
tempo of the game progresses. If Empire is able to dictate like a spread the map kind of Dota,
Reserve
then I
time.
think they're gonna have the edge. If Liquid can force it into a 5v5 kind of team fight oriented game, that will favor them much more so.
Yeah. And that makes sense.
And they go bat. So I think you were mentioning that Empire have a great win rate on bat, 14-3 and 6.79.
Yeah. It's a hero that they're very comfortable with. And they needed some initiation power, so I think he fits the bill. And you were talking about some deeps. Firefly, Sticky Napalm can really start to add up in those team fights.
Good at stopping the push from Chen.
Yeah.
If you ever try to push a tower, Batrider can just Firefly in front of it, and then back off and, Flame Break and so forth. So he's a pretty good counter-pushing offlaner, too.
Yeah. Now, one thing that's good about this Empire draft is Nyx Assassin is one of those flexible heroes that we talked about. He could be the offlaner here, or he could also be that position 4 or position 5 support. It makes this last pick a little bit harder to read from Liquid's perspective. Obviously, they think it's going to be an off-lane Nyx, as they did ban out the Bane, and Nature's Prophet banned out by Empire.
It could be offlane Nyx, could be offlane Bat. Nyx is kind of against Dragon Knight, though. Like, in the 1v1 matchup, Dragon Knights can outspam him, and you can't really harass a DK out of lane, and Mono Burn's pretty useless because he'll just bottle Crow. So I would lean towards having the Nyx as your offlaner, but he's not as good at getting himself levels in the offlane as Bat is. So
Clockwork is still in the pool here as well.
Yeah,
I have to imagine Liquid will be tempted.
Nah, probably not with the Dragon Knight, though.
No?
I could... no, not really. Maybe an offlane Clock if they want to change the lanes, but Bulba's been going mid every game for a while now. Quickfoot does play Clock. Also, by the way, there's Timbersaw out there.
Oh, yeah.
Why has everyone been ignoring Timbersaw? That hero's really strong.
We saw him a little bit yesterday, but today I don't think he's been... He certainly hasn't been picked, and I haven't noticed him banned. Although he may
His
have been
base
banned.
strength was reduced by 3. That is such a non-issue for that hero, though.
Yeah.
That's not like a major nerf that ruins him.
He's
I've
still ridiculous.
played him in pubs and seen him in pubs since the patch, and he is still very strong. So, and I mean, I don't know if we'll see him this game though. At this point, could be. Quakefoot does play quite a bit of Timbersaw and Clock, so those are probably the two that Liquid are debating.
Yeah. And they're gonna go with the Tusk.
Oh, they're going Alliance here, man. Tri-lane Tusk.
Yeah. Well, we've got a stat for that here. So, heroes, they are currently 2-0 on Tusk.
Man, K-Pop-Tosis, is there anything this guy does not catch?
He's ready. He's ready for it. So, apparently, I don't know if that's 2-0 in matches or if that's 2-0 in series. That is one detail that I'm not privy to on here. But I know that Koikva has been running Tusk a little bit. We saw it not that long ago against that Brazilian team, THD. It was maybe 2 or 3 days ago. And Liquid did perform very well, and they used the Tusk to pretty solid avail.
Yeah, it's a really I want to say a snowball hero. Yeah, pun intended. Blah, 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 but
funny.
Yeah, he is a snowball hero, though. If he has a bad start, he just doesn't offer you much. Like, later on, you'd much rather have a Clockwork, unless your Tusk is getting kills early. A Clockwork or a Timbersaw. But, very strong tri-lane. They can run Luna 1v1 against Nyx would be okay. This laning stage is going to be weird. I wonder if they're even going to run Tusk just as a solo, but
yeah,
he's not a very good solo offlane. He doesn't have a great escape mechanism. You can only snowball towards enemy units, so...
yeah.
They generally, when you see Tusk, it's aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah.
And I don't know how good of a time TC is going to have. That's my main concern.
Interesting. Right. Gonna move straight into a pause here. Hopefully nothing they can't resolve. Silent was DCing in the last game. We can hope that he's got his connection issues dealt with.
Well, Zyori, after seeing the draft, you said 2-0 Liquid, but do you still believe in Liquid to take the series, or do you think it's going to be a 2-1 win for comeback for Empire?
I was very confident in the Liquid draft until that Tusk pick. Now, I know Koikva is a good Tusk player, and if you want to pull up the patch notes, there was a tweak to Tusk. If I'm not mistaken, he was buffed a little bit, but the exact change is eluding my memory.
Tusk, Snowball affects everyone equally, not the first hero that it hits more. And Walrus Punch does the same damage regardless. There's no more threshold. So, like, it used to be if a hero was low HP, it does more damage, but now it just does the same no matter what, and it crits harder.
And
so basically, he can snowball more.
Okay.
So, like, that seems like the upshot.
Yeah, so relatively minor changes, I think.
I mean, they could be big. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones where I just have to see him in action.
Yeah.
At least for me. That's how I feel about it.
So, but I don't see how he fits in with the Chen. I think this is going to be just a Tusk off lane, and that's a bit of a gamble. I see Tusk in a similar state that I see Slark, where in the off lane, if he has a good start and everything's all peaches and cream, then he's a great playmaker, but if he gets that slow start, what's the recovery mechanism? What happens when he starts to fall off? And that's what I worry with this Liquid lineup. Having that dedicated Chen jungler, Chen's great in the jungle. It opens up a lot more lane efficiency, but it's just a very rigid lane setup. And if it doesn't go well for Koikba, I worry that Liquid may do an inverse snowball into themselves.
Get melted.
Get melted,
by the Firefly. How appropriate. There's a Bat Rider in the game. Oh, man. We're on fire today.
Yeah. Oh, ho, ho. So, but
I
that
just went next level there.
That Ancient Apparition pick is also sort of another hero I'm not the biggest fan of. And even statistically in this tournament, I don't think the AA win rate has been that great.
He had the one good game, the first game today.
Yeah. So he's not
I
awful,
think he's a lot better when you have a support who, or when you have like lockdown on your other heroes, because he doesn't give you any directly, and they do have decent other lockdown. So open wounds into cold feet is pretty good, and open wounds into or impale as well as cold feet combined is decent. But hold that thought, because Empire, another level 1 smoke, they want to blow this game open before the lanes begin, but this time Liquid's positioning seems a lot better to dispel the smoke and get out safely.
Yeah. Well, they will move into the jungle.
They could maybe catch the... Nah, they can't really catch this Luna, unless they like tango through the trees or something.
They may block a couple of spawns here if they have sentries to make Chen's life a little more difficult.
Maybe they will catch him? No.
Oh, close. TC playing with fire, living life on the edge.
30 seconds to battle.
He will survive. Expecting some wards to come down. They put an observer in the middle of the jungle.
There are sentries on Fluff, then they should know that it's warded.
Yeah.
They might not know where the ward is, but they definitely know it's warded.
There's a ward somewhere.
Somewhere on the map.
So, I'm still surprised. I think putting sentries down at least in one of the hard camps to make Chen's life a little more difficult is the way to go. I don't like this mindset of giving Fluff kind of free reign to the jungle. Maybe they'll rotate in and try and pick on him, but if you're going to smoke into the jungle, it just seems to make sense to burn a sentry or two to slow down his initial farm.
Yeah, they may just assume Fluff will deward though.
Yeah,
he's been pretty on point. He does place an observer top, so I guess it's time to introduce our teams. Liquid vs Empire, ESPrime's Cups, $10,000 second tournament. It's only a 6-day event, and we're about to wrap up day number 2. So I'll do Liquid, and then you can go ahead and do Empire. We've got Koikfa on the offlane Tusk. Solo mid, the Bulbasaur. He's starting Magic Stick against the Bat. That'll be helpful. Fluff, your jungle Chen for the 3rd time today. Way 2 on the Venomancer, and that does leave TC as the Luna.
Once again, Mag gonna be in the off-lane Nyx Assassin here for Empire, our dire team, in our 3rd match in this best-of-3 series. Resolution gonna be solo mid against the Bat Rider. And that means up top, we've got 3 heroes. Van Score playing on his support Silencer, one of few competitive players that actually does like to work in the Silencer. Silent going to be on the Lifestealer. How appropriate that he's laning with the Silencer. And Always Want to Fly going to be in the jungle on that Ancient Apparition. He's starting to stack up a little bit. And, well, he's going to miss that stack, but trying to stack up in the jungle.
Yeah, so far Koikfa are already about to hit level 2. Mag is as well. So both offlaners doing equally well. We'll see if that continues to be the case. The Chen can obviously move off of the jungle at some point, go for a rotation towards mid. Bat's not the easiest hero to gank, but more likely it would probably be that offlane Nyx if they want to go for a fairly early kill. And so far, Koikfa is... he's the hero I want to keep an eye on. Offlane Tusk, mostly have seen him in tri-lanes. I'm not sure how Liquid was running him when they played him versus, I believe it was Speed, but Koikfa's the player I want to keep my eyes on. Yeah. How does this offlane Tusk do?
I'm expecting some big Ice Shards plays. When I was watching the series that they played against THD, it was a very one-sided series, and they took it an easy 2-0, but there were some pretty clutch Ice Shards plays in that particular series in terms of blocking people in, setting up early ganks. We see Koikba starting to rotate already, camping that rune spawn. Of course, it does go bottom, a haste rune, and neither side has it warded, so still a mystery.
Oh, not for long. Mag gets killed. Oh, man, that's annoying. He's going to take a decent amount of harass here from way 2.
Yeah.
But
haste
not going to
on the DK.
So Koikfa level 1, Mag level 2.5. Koikfa falling a bit behind, but he's about to see a wave, so it's still pretty close. The supports for Empire are doing well too. At level 2 on the Ancient Apparition, the Silencer level 2, but the Lifestealer isn't getting as much experience as you would like because they're not running a jungler. They're leeching a bit from the lane, so overall I'd say Liquid coming out on top in terms of experience, and in fact that's what the graph says. They're up 500, which is pretty minor. Pretty minor.
I fairly expected as well when you have that jungler. Just opens up a bit more efficiency. Now the question is, will this be a Midas game? Luna versus Lifestealer, both heroes that do benefit from Midas if they have enough space to utilize them to their fullest potential. And it seems so far they've got a
Liquid just don't really like that style of Dota. They seem like much bigger believers in, early Reign of Aquila, drums, just treads into BKB, and just use Luna's strong push power to take towers fast. And speaking of which, Fluff on the move.
Yeah, the mid lane, some harass going back and forth. Fluff is smoked up. Only level 2 right now. It does have a Dark Troll Summoner.
Pretty good positioning for Mag. I mean, how are you actually going to backstab him here? Like, as long as he hangs out near this ramp, the only way they can backstab him is coming around the tower once they push the wave, but the wave's not pushing, so Mag's positioning the offlane really solid right now. I might jinx him, though, because he's running up a little bit. And he's going to take the 4-minute rune, Fluff's back off, but this smoke gank ain't going to happen.
Yeah. Fortunately, though, Mag not going to be able to grab the rune. Gale going to connect. There is a double damage. Chen not going to go for it. They're just going to try and focus on Mag instead. There's the double damage picked up by Fluff. Nowhere for the next assassin to go. Looks like Fluff and stuff. No,
I fucking jinxed him, man. Jesus. Like, oh, he's not going to die. Immediately dies. Poor guy.
Very unfortunate.
He did play that really well up until the end, and the DD rune spawning there certainly wasn't helping matters.
Definitely not. Luna going to snipe the kill with that Lucent Beam, and will grab the bonus gold. So that is great news for TC, who did go ahead and right-click the power treads before that fight started.
So Liquid, at this point, mid lane is pretty much a wash, but I do want to point out our Batrider player has been consistently going to stack the jungle. So Resolution, this is going to be a quad stack for him, and he's already got 1,200 gold. If Liquid don't do something fast, he'll have a Blink Dagger, I mean, maybe like 7.5 minutes or something. This is going to be one of the fastest Blinks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he's CSing well, too, still out-farming Bulba mid.
Wow.
I mean, Bat should have the edge in the matchup, but that's impressive considering he's been leaving the lane and missing creeps to stack. So
you mentioned that magic wand or magic stick that Dragon Knight opened with. He's since upgraded it to a magic wand. Again, worth noting against Batrider that sticky napalm gives you a lot more sustainability in lane. And he did pick up a bottle as well.
Is this going to be a repeat? Mag's in the river again.
Uh-oh.
But there's no Veno here this time.
Fluff just going to harass him. He does have an ensnare available from this Dark Troll. But the support
hey, you wanted Greed? You wanted Midas, by the way? Guess he just went Midas. He's not on Liquid.
Was that the Lifestealer?
Yes, it is.
All right. I mean, it seems a pretty good game for it. He's had a lot of room so far.
Dude, Resolution almost has Blink after this jungle. I think he has it.
Wow.
That's a 6-minute Blink?
That's really fast.
That might be the fastest Blink I've ever seen on Bat, I want to say.
Yeah.
It's like definitely, it might not be the fastest ever because maybe some have been fed first blood, but just for purely AFK jungle / soloing mid,
yeah,
very impressive.
He's kind of getting the best of both worlds against the DK, farming the lane and then being able to move into the jungle. But now the DK's 6, Chen going to rotate out of the jungle, and this tier 1 in the mid lane will take a bit of damage.
They've placed an Observer Ward behind the tower, so this Bat Blink might not actually work out, but he's bought Smoke, so maybe it will.
All right. Yeah, that early Blink, really need to try and make kills happen with it. That's really the benefit of that timing, catching folks off guard. And I don't think they've seen it yet either, which is also good news for the Batrider.
Obviously, whenever you play against Bat, you know it's coming, but you don't necessarily know it's coming this fast. 7 minutes is like the absolute earliest you could ever see a Bat have a Blink.
Yeah.
He has been missing off the map for a while, though, and that should make Liquid a little bit suspicious. Is he going to smoke near the tower? Nope. He dodges a bullet. This could be a big kill. It won't be our first blood, but killing Bulba now would be really nice.
Yes, Bulba's starting to pick up some momentum now that the Batrider has left the lane, spent a lot of time in the jungle. Mag has made a rotation, but still DK getting a lot of last hits. 41-4, not too shabby. And we need another short pause here. So, Midas versus no Midas. That means, I guess, Empire going to have to play this a little bit more passive to get that Lifestealer farmed up. That opens up.
He's just such a good carry to go Midas on because he could still, like, as soon as you get the phase boots, it's almost like you just didn't get a Midas. Like, you're, you know, drums are a nice additional item. Half of an armlet's nice, but it's like, I guess he just offers you a lot even without the items. Whereas someone like Luna, if you get Midas, she's squishy food. She doesn't have Rage. She doesn't have Infest. So.
Right.
And they're TPing bottom. They're going to go for a really early Lifestealer bomb. I like this.
Smart play.
This is a big hero to kill, too.
And TC, he's a bit suspicious. Will back up straight away.
Oh no, he
Blink
broke.
forward.
He gave it away. They saw him. It's nighttime, but Luna has night vision.
Oh no.
Or did they? Maybe she just turned the corner. No, there's your ward.
Yep, they see it now. Way too still in big trouble. The bomb gonna come out. Gale gonna connect. There's the Eclipse. Oh no, Resolution just gonna get obliterated. Silence still on the aggressive, looking for a kill onto Way 2. Unfortunately, he's just too slow. Won't be able to catch up to him. Now he's in big trouble. He is gonna get the Midas off before he falls.
What a disaster!
Oh no.
He didn't rage before the Gale came out, so he got slowed by Gale, and it does persist even after you rage. The Bat revealed the gank with that blink, and that was just a train wreck initiation. That looked so promising for Empire, and it turned out to be the worst thing ever for them.
And now that early blink timing is pretty much nullified. The jig is up. He didn't get a kill, and now we're back to that normal timing. And Liquid.
And good news is he still has lasso, but bad news is that Liquid know about the blink now. So.
And while that was happening, DK was able to finish off that tier 1 tower in the mid lane. So Liquid found a multitude of positives there. Not only a double kill, but the first tower kill of the match. And it was not denied, if I'm mistaken. No, Chen was able to finish it off.
Yeah, and meanwhile, that Chen, not nearly as farmed as what Fluff has been in the other games, but still has Buckler, has Boots. He'll be a good utility hero. And the other nice thing for Liquid is when the Bat was going there and Lifestealer left the top lane, not only did they get the tower mid, but they got more space top. Koikfa hits level 5. He is only 1 level behind the Nyx, which is not too shabby.
Yeah, he's got his phase boots up as well. So maybe we'll start to see this Tusk move around a little bit, probably waiting until he gets the Walrus Punch before they want to rotate him too hard. But Empire already, looking at that gold graph, about 4,000 gold behind, 2,000 experience. That's pretty sizable for 9 minutes.
That's with a Midas.
Yeah, that's with a Midas on their side. That is pretty darn sizable. Luna now the highest level in the match, still farming away. Ring of Aquila, Power Treads, that standard opening for a Liquid that you were talking about. And also with an Ogre Club and more than halfway to the BKB.
They're going to keep on sieging this bottom tower. A doesn't have ult yet. Where's the Bat? Not here. Nyx is coming. There are no sentries. I wonder if they can force a fight here. But Liquid are just... It's hard to... Well, sorry, there is a sentry. I think they just placed it right now. And now the Nyx is going to have a hard time initiating. So as long as Liquid don't get caught, they're in pretty good shape heading into the mid game.
No Eclipse available for Luna right now if an engage comes their way. But hopefully... I think they're hoping that Nyx is going to try and do something sneaky. Maybe walk by that sentry.
You know what the X factor is going to be the global silence. Because then if they jump in, which they didn't have in the last fight, then if they go in with a Blink Lasso, there's no easy disengage for Liquid. They either outrun the Blink Lasso or they probably give up some kills.
Right.
Also, I want to point out Vangscore did ward off the enemy Ancient, so he's trying to prevent that greedy jungle play as we see Resolution on the move.
And he does have an invisibility rune active. It reveals the smoke from Fluff and Bulba, who are sitting in the river looking for initiation. They must be suspicious of an invisible. I think they saw the invisibility on Resolution.
The smoke got revealed, so they definitely know something's up. But Fluff does not. Actually, he does have sentries, but just not really an easy. If they drop a sentry, he's just gonna blink out anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, up top, Walrus Punch used on Silent. He is gonna hop inside a creep, but still a lot of damage coming his way. Vanscore will get caught by the Gale. Follow up won't be there. And
look at that AA
inbound. Oh, the AA ult coming in. Nope.
Yeah, dude, that was like the biggest A ult I've ever seen, and it still missed because they just backed off.
And Resolution, that lower a few patches ago, was at 6.79. The cast range on Lasso was lowered. Is that correct?
Yes, and that could have been part of why they had the issue in the initiation. Actually, that's a really good point.
Came into effect up
You have
here.
to be like on top of them if you just highlight it. Meanwhile, they did get a kill bottom. I don't know if you caught that, but I completely missed it.
Yeah, I did not. I was still looking up top as it looks like they were going to set up a kill. And indeed they are. Koikva trying to go in on Vanscore. He will get silenced. Gale barely going to connect with the silencer. Vanscore trying to buy himself some time. Walrus Punch to finish it off in good fashion. Koikva going to try and pour it out, but the Flame Break will interrupt it. Now Bulba going to join the fray. He does have Dragon form on.
They're just not fighting as a team. They keep on going in one by one, and Liquid are really punishing Empire's lack of coordination.
Good timing from Bulba to get up there. Koikva was definitely in trouble.
AA ult was too late.
Does connect with Way 2, but not going to be enough for a kill.
Tusk was long gone.
Yeah. And all the while down bottom, that Tier 1 fell, and now this Tier 2 tower is going to go down. TC just soaking up the farm, out-farming this Midas Lifestealer by a large margin. Even larger now that Tier 2 has gone down.
Indeed, the Tier 2 down, up by 7.5k gold, 3k experience. And they haven't even hit their like, you know, I wouldn't call it final form, but they haven't even hit their stride just yet. Once the 2 BKBs come out, and Luna hits 11, which she just did, and they get Chen Mech, which they almost have, that's where the death ball comes. And Empire, as I was talking about in the draft, they're more of a gank lineup. And their ganks aren't working. If they're forced to play 5v5, they are in a lot of trouble. But Way 2 might go down top.
Yeah. Oh, again, gonna miss a kill down bottom as I'm looking at the initiation brewing top. They'll be able to kill Ancient Apparition once again. Chen, Luna.
He's not having it. Dude, just parking him off lane. He just keeps on dying.
See, I keep thinking that he's died down there once. He's not going to do it again. There's going to be an initiation top, and lo and behold, AA pokes too far forward.
Well, the 2-1's looking good for Liquid right now.
Yeah. Luna now almost 50% ahead of the Lifestealer in net worth. Again, Lifestealer is the Midas carrier. That's the big standout of that statistic. Though there is a bomb here inside of the Bat Rider. They're going to try and catch someone. They will find a Luna.
She has BKB, but not going to get off. No Hand of God available. No mech in sight. This would be a huge kill.
Oh, TC going to fall. Not going to waste the BKB charge. I think the smart play is he was dead anyhow. Well
they
done by
needed
Empire.
that one. They really needed that.
First kill on the board here at the 14-minute mark. Ouch, that's not so good.
But never underestimate a team with global silence and any sort of Lifestealer initiation.
Yeah.
They can be really far behind, but it can turn out like the game that we saw with Storm and Doom, where every time like the lasso's up, the Infest is ready, global's up, they can just go find pickoffs. So this game could turn out similarly to that one if Liquid aren't careful. Sure, they're ahead right now, but their lineup is very vulnerable to those kind of ganks if they're not grouped up.
Yeah. Koikva starting to come online. Looks like he'll be grabbing a set of drums. Sitting level 8 after those phase boots, so he's slowly but surely starting to do a little bit more damage. How's his buddy Nyx Assassin doing? Fairly comparable now. Has his arcane boots and going to start pulling up for that blink dagger, though still a long ways off. Mid-tier 2, taking some pressure.
They don't have lasso, but Liquid aren't. They're not really able to force this. Although the rest of the team is coming. Can they? Do they have mech on Chen yet? Yeah, they just picked up mech.
Yep.
They have the double BKB, so this is... Oh, no, Bulbas isn't here yet, actually, but they're still going to go for it.
And they have Hand of God available. It looks like Empire want to commit to that tier 1 down bottom. They burn the glyph to buy themselves some time, and they should trade a tier 1 for
defend
tier 2.
this.
Yeah.
Not a good trade for Empire, but no choice.
Yeah.
Lasso just came off cooldown. Global's still on cooldown. If they fought that, that would just be feeding.
Yeah. Still good news for Liquid, though. That takes the total tower count 5-1 in favor of our Radiant side. That tier 1 in the bottom lane was the first tower they've dropped, and they may well rotate to the top tier 2 and end the outer towers for Team Empire. Empire in sort of an awkward position here with 3 heroes down in the bottom lane. They do have ports, so they can make it back, but they're not pushing, and they're just sort of farming and hanging out. I think this could end up being a free tier 2 tower for Liquid, the last of the tier 2 towers, mind you.
Empire are really cornered at this point. Liquid, a 5v5 lineup. If they get to 5v5 status, if the game develops that way, Empire have to resort to split pushing, but their lineup's not that fast at split pushing. Ancient Apparition ult is good at slowing down pushes, but not good enough when Liquid are ahead because they're all tanky. So basically, it's Liquid's tempo. It's the pace their lineup wants to play. They have the core items they need to force the 5v5 engagements, and after systematically dismantling Empire's outer towers, Roche should be next on the list.
Yeah.
So it comes down to a clutch Bat Rider Lasso, a clutch Global. If this is a straight-up game, Empire loses.
Yeah. And look at this ward coverage. Liquid getting very aggressive. They've got them down all over the place. They've thrown sentries all over as well, so they can take a fight in their opponent's jungle, maybe catch that Nyx Assassin off guard. I like the aggressive warding. They're trying to keep the pace, trying to keep the momentum in their favor, and aggressive wards are one way to do it.
Yeah. This is that point where you've taken 6 outer towers, just buy a gem.
Yeah.
The sentries were good.
Sentries.
the sentries were fine like up to this point, but now they should really invest in a gem.
Yeah.
And Bulba can carry it, and he's very tanky. You could maybe... Yeah, probably the DK is the best tier to carry it.
Yeah.
But they're going bottom. Lifestealer bomb could get Koikfa. There is a global.
Do it. Yeah, Koikfa's just going to get dropped in a matter of seconds. Wow. Well, that's the power of the Lifestealer bomb.
They just got to keep on doing that, man. Every time the globals... Like, you can also do it with Ancient Apparition ult and just like a Nyx plus maybe Bat. You don't necessarily need a Lifestealer bomb every time, but
right.
They just have to keep on sniping heroes. Snipe them, snipe them. Snipe him
And
some
looking
more.
at the net worth chart, Lifestealer is starting to catch up to the Luna, who was out farming him so hard just 5 minutes ago. They're just about dead even. Luna ahead by only a couple creep kills, maybe one more Midas rotation. I think Silent should be topping the chart. So Empire have the right idea in mind, and if you look at their ward coverage, very aggressive placement. One outside of the Roche pit here, and then one in the middle of the Radiant jungle. So they're looking for any and all opportunities to catch someone off guard with that Nyx Assassin Lifestealer combo.
They are not nearly as far behind as it looks, and the reason is tower gold. If you look at the gold graph, it's like an 8k gold lead, but Liquid have taken down 6 towers, and Empire have taken down 1.
Yeah.
So that's 5,000 gold advantage difference, pretty much, solely because of towers. But here comes the snowball attempt. Vangscore is going to dodge it. He'll get out. But yeah, I mean, if Empire starts winning fights, then they take towers. That gold difference evaporates, and they'll probably be in the lead because they'll have hero kill gold going back their way. Yeah. So Liquid are not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, the experience advantage is slowly but surely moving in favor of Empire. And if Liquid don't start taking some positive team fights, this Lifestealer is going to start to get out of control. He's got drums now as well as an armlet, so he's got those core items. We'll see what he wants to pick up next. What are you thinking for item trajectory for this Lifestealer? Is this an AC kind of game?
I think, yeah, like, I would say not Sanjin Yasha, which is, we see a lot with the Phase Drums armlet build, but to me this is more of like a hard carry Lifestealer game. So Abyssal Blade, AC, stuff like that, but bottom lane, here comes the parade of heroes, and this could be bad.
And Ice Shard's going to connect with Silent.
Can't just TP out. Can't just TP out because of Walrus Punch, but they might be able to just run away. Oh, those plays. If he just tried to TP out, he gets Walrus Punched, and he just dies because it does interrupt TPs.
Right.
But he just takes the evacuation back to safety.
Yeah. That is one good thing about Ice Shards against the Lifestealer. Even though it doesn't do damage, it will still block him in despite Rage. So one of those abilities, sort of similar to Ensnare, that can help you deal with a Raged Lifestealer. Bat Rider lining up for a lasso. He is going to find it on Quake, but he's going to pull him over the trees straight into his allies. And Tusk in big trouble. Down he goes, but the rest of the Liquid going to join the fight. A big Eclipse coming out from TC. It's going to do a lot of damage to Empire. They're going to grab 2 easy kills to start it off, and now they're going to continue on. Walrus Punch used on Silent. 2 for 4 exchange. A buyback coming from the Tusk. It looks like Liquid want to push following that successful team fight.
They may just go Roche, but yeah, that was really good execution from Liquid. Both Bulba as well as TC, they just held their BKBs, wait for the global, and then immediately they pop them, and then you Eclipse and the fight's over. So Empire, I mean, you can see the plan. Just snipe somebody, global, and then, you know, either get out or maybe use the fact that they're silenced to take more heroes, but BKBs with proper timing and usage, very strong against Silencer.
Yeah.
And this is where Empire does, they're not the 5v5 team. It came down to pretty much a straight-up fight, and they can't take those fights.
Dragonite now working towards his Shadow Blade. That'll give him a little bit more utility, as he was forced to go BKB first. And Chen now going to have a Force Staff complete, which will make his life a little bit easier. Venno either going for a Necrobook or a Force Staff, but he may want to get a Force Staff of his own as well.
Yeah, it's really good against Lifestealer just to kite him, and if Bat jumps in, especially with what you were mentioning, the really low lasso range or acquisition range, you can just Force Staff yourself out instantly, and he may not be able to stay on top of you.
Yeah, it is a lot harder for Bat to find that initiation. He needs to be close range. And like you were saying, you have to blink pretty much right on top of him. There's no longer that margin for error where you can blink and then try and scoot into
I mean,
the
if
right
you
position.
hover over the skill, it's like basically the size of the hero circle. Like,
yeah.
It's a tiny
area. Yeah, you mean that little circle?
That is the that is the acquisition range for lasso.
That's insane. Well,
it's
no,
it's a little weird in Dota 2. Like, it often seems like you lasso and it's not actually in that range because you cast it, but then if they only move a certain distance outside of it, it still sort of goes through, but that's why the distance was lowered. So, like, now it's so low that it's basically, you know, it's basically on top of the hero or you don't get it off.
Yeah.
They're smoking, but who are they even going to find? Tuskar is just not a high priority target at this point. Even if they kill him, I don't think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Maybe they're hoping that Liquid are smoked behind the Tusk, but as they were pinning like right here, but not the case.
Yeah, I think Liquid are happy just to find some recovery farm, finish up their next round of core items, and then look for another fight. In particular, that Shadow Blade on DK, I think is crucial for their initiation.
Yeah, Shadow Blade DK, because Liquid don't... Snowball's not great initiation. You can see it coming, you can blink or Force Staff that away.
It's just a little too slow.
Yeah, it rolls really slowly. It used to be a lot... I think it used to be a lot faster when he first came out, but...
Yeah.
It's been a while, so I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. And I think if Tusk is slowed before he snowballs, that slows down the snowball. Like if he takes a gale to the face, it
Correct.
slows down the speed that the snowball goes.
Correct. Which I didn't actually know, but I'm just reading the tooltip now.
Yeah.
So, moves at 150% of Tusk's movement speed when the ability is cast.
But that sounds like a negative, but it can be a positive in cases where they're using it as an escape route to try and make everyone invulnerable. If you're galed or something like that, and you have a target, you roll really slow, and it increases your invulnerability time. So you can use it as a positive.
That's pretty next level.
Yeah, it is next level. I think Liquid did it in that game against THD.
Ooh, Silence gone Demon Edge. So anticipating a Luna Butterfly and wants to go MKB, but Luna is going Manta.
And there's that gem for Liquid that you were talking about. It will end up in the inventory of Way 2 on the way via the courier. So they will continue their map control, or their quest for map control, I guess I should say, changing their ward locations a little bit. They've got one in the high ground in the mid, but one on the high ground.
I don't understand why teams aren't buying gems more. Like, Liquid took 6 towers in 15 minutes, and they still have not bought a gem. Oh, sorry, they just did on them. Okay, I take it back. But I still feel like in general today we've seen teams buying gem a lot later, and it is more expensive now than it used to be a few patches ago. But it's like I think it's 150 gold difference.
Yeah.
It used to be 750 and now it's 900. I think that's right. It even whatever the changes, it's still such a game-changing item that I think it's still worth it.
Yeah.
Even if it was 1,000 gold, maybe that's the point where you're like, I don't want to get it right away. But
yeah.
I feel it's been a little undervalued lately.
Oh, Mag gonna walk right on top of his sentry. Bulba, Shadow Bladed, gonna initiate it, and Mag is in big trouble. That is a dead Nyx Assassin. That's what Liquid's been waiting for. They're gonna rotate right into the Roche pit.
And no buyback. Easy Roche.
Yeah. Misplay from the Nyx Assassin. Liquid's been planting sentries all over the place. Finally gonna fish their wish and find themselves a Nyx Assassin
Fish
kill.
their wish?
Fish their wish.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you ever play Go Fish? You know, when you get the card you want, you fish your wish. You got what you wanted.
Oh, I've never heard that. I just remember the Go Fish part.
Yeah.
So I like troll or just being a jerk to people.
Yeah.
I learned something new today.
Yeah, that's where that's
Today I learned fish your wish.
Fish my wish. Well, we'll have to play Go Fish later tonight.
Oh, here comes Hasted Bulba with the Shadow Blade.
Uh-oh.
Easy kill.
Always want to fly. Gonna take some damage. There's the Dragon Tail. Ice Shards. Walrus Punch for good measure. Maybe a bit of overkill, but Koikba gonna walk away. 1 kill.
He
Happier.
got dunked, dude. Tuskar's fun. He's like Axe. Just like a decent hero, but mostly just a really fun hero, I think.
Yeah.
And that's...
He's fun to watch.
That's what we need more of in Dota. Some heroes that are popular are not fun at all, in my opinion, anyway.
Lifestealer is not the
Winning
most
is fun,
exciting
I guess,
hero to watch, but he's very good. Tusk, on the other hand, look, he's a giant snowball. He throws ice shards. He's a very aesthetically pleasing hero with all of his graphical abilities.
Yeah.
And I like that Walrus Punch
blows
pops up in the red letters. Walrus Punch!
Yeah,
you can't help but read it in that, like...
Yeah. It reminds me of, you know in Smash Brothers, the Luigi Fire Uppercut?
Yeah.
Smash Brothers, I think they kept in all the versions, but I grew up on original Smash.
The N64 version?
But it makes that, like that... I can't even make the noise, but it has a very distinctive noise when you get the uppercut off. It sounds just so satisfying.
Yeah.
That's what Walrus Punch is like. Just need the Luigi uppercut sound to go along with it.
Yeah. So, momentum slowing down a little bit. 12-4 here at the 26-minute mark. The gold graph, I think, still a little bit deceiving for the way this momentum's going. But Liquid holding on to their lead. They are going to interrupt this ancient stack, though. Silent trying to find some farm. They're going to catch him, and he's going to fall. Walrus Punch once again in those big red letters. Dragon Knight going to grab that kill. Always want to fly. Will poured out to safety. Most of the Ancients were killed, a couple left, but most importantly, they get a kill on that high-priority target, the hard carry of Empire, the Lifestealer.
Man, he just got punched into the next galaxy. that was satisfying. And here they go high ground. With the Aegis, Manta, great sieging lineup, great 5-man lineup.
Eclipse ready. Level 3
It's an
Eclipse.
Infest Bomb. It is hard to go high ground against Bat. You never want to underestimate his ability to force your team into an awkward fight. So if you're Liquid, just Death Ball. Stay together or pay the price.
They just need to find a good way to Eclipse. Bat Rider going to hop in. He has the BKB. Lasso onto Bulba. Out comes the Eclipse. Going to take a lot of beams, but there are a lot of creeps nearby as well. Poison Nova coming in, and Dragonite is the only one to go down. A good target for the Bat Rider to
Radiant's
focus.
top tower is under attack.
So
That's
now
gonna
you
be
know
it.
Global's down, but they did use Eclipse there. I was going to say, you generally, if a team uses Global, gets like 1 kill, you can just wait for the respawn and then go right back down mid, and they don't have Global for that fight. But they used Eclipse as well, which is very important for Liquid, so I think they're just going to have to chill.
Yeah.
And that gives Empire some breathing room, so...
They did
You
not
see the
use-
power. There's just Infest Bomb, Global. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, the global was particularly difficult to push into. For example, Chen has Hand of God still available. He didn't get to use it in that fight. DK was already dead by the time the global silence wore off, so no point in wasting the cooldown. But
Uh-oh. Mid lane. They're going in again.
yeah,
No.
TC
What's he doing?
maybe in a little trouble. Lasso not up for another 10 seconds.
Mag had Blink and almost had Vendetta. Empire just want to make big plays, but they don't have the cooldowns to quite do it.
Yeah. The Liquid's starting to, well, they're not starting to. They're continuing their momentum. They have the experience lead, still a huge gold advantage. And item-wise, Luna now with a Manta style, and they will smoke up in the mid lane here, LD.
How obvious is this smoke? I would say like not that obvious. Middle lanes around the all 3 lanes around the river, but Empire seem a little suspicious. They're like 5 heroes are missing. I don't care where the lanes are. Let's go back to the base.
Yeah. The smart play indeed. The Aegis is still in tow. Perhaps this is a scenario where they should have put it on the Dragon Knight. He tends to be a pretty good Aegis carrier. But
He doesn't come back in dragon form though, so
That's
generally
true.
I think the Luna is the better one. Plus
Yeah.
she's well, they're about similarly tanky at this point, but
Yeah.
generally she's a little
Dire's
squishier
middle
in the
tower
earlier
is under
stages.
attack.
definitely squishier. I was thinking Dragon Knight just because he is their front line. Tusk, although he is tanky, has been sort of sitting back, looking for an opportunity to finish someone off with the Walrus
We need more
punch.
dunks. We need more
Yeah.
dunks, more universe punches. Universe should totally play Tusk, by the way. what a suiting or what a fitting hero player combination that would be.
Yeah.
And here comes the Lifestealer Bomb. Can they find a pick? They have Global.
Uh-oh. Way 2. He's in a bit of a sticky situation, and it's going to get stickier once that napalm starts stacking up. That is a dead Venomancer. The bomb's going to be successful, and they will retreat back to the base.
Oh, what an impale!
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Mag with the plays. Koikva looking for an opening. No ice shards. Not going to find it.
That was a spectacular impale, because Liquid knew that there was no lasso at that point, there was no Lifestealer Bomb, and even Veno's like not that important to their team fight. They still have all their other core heroes, but that impale, they disengage safely, they back off, and now the Aegis is about to expire, so Liquid are going to have to wait for the next one, and the next one, I think Empire can honestly, I wouldn't say they can easily contest, but they'll be fighting around the Roche pit with Global Silence and Lifestealer Bomb and Bat as well.
Yeah.
And Bat just makes it really tough for Liquid to take an easy Roche.
Yeah. MKB now going to be up on the Life Stealer. Still no evasion coming from Luna, but still a smart play from Silent. We were talking about how he has to play that hard carry role this game, and MKB fits the profile. He's starting to hit hard.
I was going to say I was impressed because he bought his own smoke, but actually that is a support smoke. He doesn't need a TP, though. That's one of the cool things about Lifestealer is you can always just run around with your teammates. They'll smoke, and now they go. This one's a little dangerous, though, because if they run into a bunch of heroes, it will end poorly, but... And I
Yeah.
think they will if they actually
And
go mid.
this is completely blind. Empire have no vision down here. This is a gamble from Resolution.
Oh, yeah.
and
Huge
Silent.
gamble. There's a DD rune bottom, by the way, which they did not spot.
And Resolution going to Firefly over. They're going to catch Koikva. There's the bomb, the lasso, but it could get turned around on. No, the team nearby, they're not going to
They even use Global, but, you know, hey, man, they're getting Lifestealer Bomb pickoffs. Liquid's not doing anything. The gold graph is very stable, and that's good for Empire the longer it goes on. And remember, when you factor in the towers, they're actually not that far ahead, but mid lane always want to fly in trouble.
Yeah, that's a dead Ancient Apparition. Will there be any follow-up? Yeah, just going to trade a 1-for-1. Tusk for AA.
Are they going to find the Rune of Many Winds? Oh, they saw the DD rune. Could be big if Silent picks it up.
Mag's going to be the one to grab it.
Ancient Apparition is dead for 20 seconds. His ult's up in 5. They're worried about the backstab, but Liquid are going to break base.
TC in the front lines.
They need this AA ult here.
Straight away, they really do. 15 seconds. At the very least, this Tier 3 tower will fall. Probably the racks as well. They're going to need to be careful not to overcommit. Resolution, no lasso for another 15 seconds. Mag with another nice stun. Going to catch Bulba and TC. There's the BKB from Dragon Knight. Trying to do some damage to Silent. He will rage straight away and going to get repelled.
Well, these BKBs are going to wear off. The Ancient Apparition Ice Blast does connect on a few. The towers are low, but they got to run now, and they could lose a few on the way out.
TC going to get Force Staff back. He will survive. The Liquid will take the tower and just head back to friendly
They have
territory.
an Infest Bomb.
Oh, the Ice Shards, they're going to re-engage here. Always want to fly, taking a lot of damage, but it's going to be Resolution to fall. That means Lifestealer pops out. Some damage comes to Liquid on the way. There's that Hand of God. Venomancer joins the party. He's going to poison Nova. That'll be the end of the Nyx Assassin. Silent going to be in big trouble here. Empire in huge trouble. It's only the Silencer left. Liquid with all 5 alive. This is certainly mid lane of Rax, and probably another, what's the buyback scenario? Negatory LD. There are no buybacks.
Oh, jeez.
Empire is in big trouble. This is practically the GG push.
Man, I also want to mention, before I forget, Frozen Sigil is really good versus Lifestealer. He was getting kited so hard, couldn't do a thing, and yeah, that's GG. Liquid, take it. They're going to take the series 2-1.
Wow.
Empire...
Look at you with those predictions.
Yeah. 2-1's a safer prediction, but I chose the right team at least.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Liquid, very impressive poise under pressure. This is actually something which this team has struggled with, is when things don't go really swimmingly, they kind of fall apart.
Yeah.
That's been historically their issue. Yeah, sure, it's online, and everyone accuses them being an online team, but nice win from them.
Yeah.
My only concern for Liquid is they've shown like exactly one style in all of their games today.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if they have some other things up their sleeve. Hey, if it's working, why change? But
Right.
I do wonder as the last fight commences.
Yep. TC has already fallen. Resolution hops in, but he'll take a Walrus Punch to the face. And that will be enough to repel his efforts. They're going to kill the Nyx Assassin as well. And they will just clean this up. Always want to fly, going to fall. Van Score in big trouble. There is that level 3 Elder Dragon form. Going to finish him off with a little bit of that frosty ranged auto attack. GG from Empire.
GG US East. Oh boy, somebody's salty.
Ho, ho.
I can't
The
blame
salt.
them. It does suck to play with the ping disadvantage 2 times, but that's them's the breaks when you play
Such as
online
life.
Dota 2 between Eastern Europe and US West. It's just
Yeah.
somebody's got to suffer, and today it was Empire. But I will say, I think Liquid played well.
I agree. That was not one of those very close, like, oh, Empire. Team Liquid just executed well. That Tusk in the off lane, I'll admit, I was skeptical, but it worked out well for him. Koikba had a very good showing, and he was able to, he had a slow start, but he brought it back, some big walrus punches.
Yeah.
That Frozen Sigil, I feel like we didn't give it enough attention. 60% attack speed slow also, which is not something to scoff at.
That as well as the knock-up, because you can actually cancel the Lifestealer TP out.
Yeah.
Like, he ended up getting out in that one engagement bottom. It didn't become an issue, but normally Lifestealer, you just rage, you get the kill or split push the tower, then you rage and you TP, and that was Liquid's only way to stop it. So
yeah,
I think Tusk are perhaps a pretty suitable, if not counter to Lifestealer, then a good way to deal with them.
Ancient Apparition, the underperformer today. He won one game, but he has been...
He got caught out a lot. Like, we missed most of those kills, but he died like 3 or 4 times bottom on his own. And
yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you're dying on your own, like they weren't smoke ganking him. They were just running at him under tower. Lucent Beam and then the Chen follow-up, so...
Yeah. That pick just hasn't really seemed to be working out that well.
Worked in the one game, but that game went really late. He's a very situational support. I think he can be strong, but he's not like Alk was in the last patch. He's not really like Veno, where the laning presence isn't quite there in most cases. And on paper, Chilling Touch is really good, but in practice, it's okay.
So that wraps up our coverage today. We would normally have the best of 1 elimination match, but that was postponed for tomorrow. So we will start off tomorrow with Sigma versus Fnatic, best of 1, loser goes home.
And that will start at 6 p.m. CET.
Which is 9 a.m. Pacific, noon
We get
Eastern.
to sleep in an hour, buddy.
Yeah, an hour later.
Yeah. High five for that.
Yes! All right.
And,
so
then Fnatic versus Sigma winner versus Liquid versus Empire winner. So that's actually the winner bracket. Oh, no, sorry. That's round 2 in the loser bracket. No.
I can't picture the bracket in my head without looking at it.
The winner of Liquid, or Fnatic versus Sigma versus the winner of Liquid versus Empire, best of 3, and then E-Hug versus Speed, best of 3. So I think these are loser bracket matches at that point.
Okay, cool. So that does wrap up our coverage today. Another good day of matches, LD. Looking forward to tomorrow. A fun cup here at the ESP Shock Therapy Cup. Again, that ticket is available in the store, guys. Awards and a HUD. No courier, but it's a cool looking HUD. So if you want to buy that ticket, a lot of languages online.
buy the ticket if you want to support the tournament. It's $7.99. You can find it in the hero section. Also, you can visit es-prime.com, but I think that pretty much wraps it up.
That does wrap it up, guys. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow. Thank you for joining us on Beyond the Summit. I'm Zyori. With me is LD. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.